everyone. I've come back to show you how I'm constructing my vessel for the Roxy's Journal of Stitching. I've stitched down all my marks that I made, creases that I ironed on with the iron, that I put it into eighths. So I've stitched those down. I've stitched around the base and then I've stuffed each one. I just used not a lot of stuffing, just this much stuffing. And I've left the last one here to show you what I do. Just open the inner and the lining and pop the stuffing into there. Then I have run a gathering stitch around the top to gather that in. So once I've popped the stuffing in, I just stuffed it down, and then I'm using a Pearl 12 thread, just running a gathering stitch, pulling it up to just whatever suits you. Coming to the end. Okay, so just gather that bit up. When I'm happy with those, I'm going to anchor that now. Just with a back stitch. And that tacking thread can stay in there. Then I've attached binding to the outside. So I'm attaching my binding the same way as I would on a quilt. I've started with my edge cut on a 45-degree angle and sewing around. I'm finding it easier to sew from the inside. And we probably need just a few more stitches before I bring that around, and let me see where we are. Actually, no, I could do that now. I'll pin that in place. There, I've pinned that end in place. I'm going to bring this end over the top. Making that fit snugly over the top to where this line underneath is. I'm going to mark a line on the outside the same angle as my underneath angle is. It is just a 45-degree angle, but I have this very great ruler here. And I've got a 1/2 inch there. So the 1/2 inch will be a 1/4 inch for the other side and a 1/4 inch for this side to sew up the edge. I'm just going to put that 1/2 inch line. I've probably sewn a little bit too much to get it under there. Half-inch line on the line that I drew. and mark that. And I'll cut that off. And my two ends will join up. Don't think I quite cut that exact. So I'd sewn too far to get it under there, but I think it'll still work. Then I'll just sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance down the edge of here. I'm just using my hand sewing thread for this part. I'm not very good at eyeing a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but and when I can't do that, I've got some masking tape here that's a 1/4 inch masking tape, so I just pop that on. We'll see how we go down here though. Just doing a running stitch, maybe like 3 of them, and then a back stitch. And then at the end, I'm going to do my figure 8 knot. So around the needle that way, and then from the eye of the needle back around the other way. So that's my binding snugly on there now. And where's this needle gone? Go. Just lining up your edges. This is where I was using my masking tape. I put it along the edge there. Just to give me a guide, because it is easier to stitch this from the inside here than it is from the outside. And again, I'm just doing a running stitch, or I'm really just doing one stitch and then a back stitch, but not going all the way back to my other one. Really, it's whatever you want to, whatever works for you. I just made that up. Just on this, I was doing every one rather than several. Just thought it might need a bit of extra. I'm just doing one. Okay, so just continue around with your stitching there. Then turn your binding over, and again I'll just hand sew that just with my normal sewing on binding stitch, just a little applique stitch. So that's going to be the inside of my bowl, I think, or it could be the outside, but then that would be sitting on the table. I think I like to see that on the inside, even though I'm going to use it for a thread bin. Hope that helps make one of these cute little things if you want to do that.